So, a friend of mine had sent me a link or two and asked me, could you do a vid on this? And I'm like, I have been watching about the meningitis aspect over the last few days. Look, I've covered so many examples over the years. It's certainly a great way to validate the 15-minute series and the zones within these series. And of course, the cashless society, the digital ID, the compliance on steroids, and have you been vaccinated? And it's no longer about choice. Oh, you want to go into Zone B from Zone A or whatever in a city. And let's not forget the 20-minute neighbourhoods. So, their interpretation, this link, create false pandemic, vaccinate students start dropping, government blames mutated strain, lockdowns ordered, mandatory vaccine, nations, and digital ID. I mean, I'll leave you a link to this pandemic preparedness exercise Pegasus. Although I have noticed, and there's supposed to be some updates to this, but House of Lords data for 17th of March 2026 is currently being processed, blah, blah, blah. Data for this date may temporarily appear incomplete. There's not a lot of data here, that's for sure. Although, I think I found somewhere, what was it? It was somebody called Full Fact. Nothing to see here. What was exercise Pegasus, and does it have anything to do with the current meningitis B outbreak? And of course they're like, no, there's things being said, but nothing you see here. It's all above board. Anyway. But I found this from a council, and it's very interesting because it came up when I was looking for the same data. And, Operation Pegasus and all the rest. Because the winged horse, remember that. But its definition, and remember, people don't realise that. And by the way, some of the exercises, Tangra, Solaris, Pegasus, and how they define certain things. Of course, I had it like. I mean, honestly, I'll leave you a link to this because honestly, it's disturbing stuff. It truly is. And I would argue it encompasses the third sector and various aspects of the underlying occult. It's that 10% network, But the definition of a pandemic can be quite literally anything. Virus, bacteria, fungi, all the rest of it. Seriously, I'll leave you a link to this, right? And of course, somebody called Leo Kars. I mean, I know him enough in the sense that I think he worked with GB News and people like that for a while. And, he's branching out on his own. He's supposed to be a comedian. Although this guy literally went to Turkey because he was going bald to get a hair transplant. I mean, just rock the boldness. Anyway. But, he makes a valid point about, in this case, meningitis belt. I mean, Daily Mail yet another. Another college confirms student is ill with meningitis not linked to Kent outbreak that has left 2 people dead as cases fall to 20. I mean, yeah, where is this meningitis belt really from? Yeah, none of this you would do with an ounce of common sense. And dare I say it, I mean, I remember the old adverts for rabies or so many other things a few decades ago, and getting a dog abroad, just a pet, was quite tough, seriously. But arrive in a dinghy, whatever else, no bloody problem. Here, would you like a hotel and 3 meals a day and some money in your pocket? Oh, here's a phone. Seriously, how do you get to the 15-minute series? That's basically what I said, is it will help sell the need for 15-minute series and zones within these series over time. There will be regular lockdowns based on different outbreaks, etc. That's basically it, and that's absolutely all tied into Agenda 21 that so few people these days want to even look into. Some fine people made huge efforts, and they're no longer, well, on YouTube in any meaningful sense. I mean, I know this is what my third or fourth YouTube channel, and look at me. I'm well under what 400 subs. You know, seriously, 320 odd. What am I at just now? Yeah, 324. Seriously, anybody talking about stuff related to Agenda 21, which ties into all of this? Yeah. But just talk about, oh, look what happened today, look what happened today. Oh, you'll get all the views. But look behind it and point out what should be the obvious. Yeah, look, before I go, let's get back to this one. They're not wrong about student accommodation. For years I was saying, have you noticed, centre many cities, they're turning places or building student blocks for accommodation that could be repurposed into, well, pod living. Yeah, absolutely. And I spoke to a number of people that were working on these projects in the, on hands-on grafting sense. And they were like, honestly, the walls between them, it's paper thin, all the rest of it. If you want to irradiate them, it'd be like that. Honestly, it's truly scary what's going on. It truly is. Yeah. I mean, here we are in the 21st century, and we're looking at diseases galore, apparently out of nowhere by the bloody day. It's meningitis airborne and can mass stop it spreading. The Telegraph. Anyway, thumbs up if you care, share if you care, and do me the honour of a subscription, and I'll speak to you soon.